You essentially have a state where two countries, Russia and Ukraine, are in a state of virtual war, in which one country, notably Russia, is denying that there's anything happening, anything going on. Yes, what happened is right now you have Ukrainian officials basically saying that a GRAD rocket missile, a missile we've heard about a lot in recent days, struck a Sukhoi 25 jet, a Ukrainian fighter jet, that it was struck, it was shot down, the pilot was able to eject, he's apparently safe, once again according to Ukrainian officials. What I guess this will lend credence to is Ukraine has been saying and claiming for days and weeks now that Russia is essentially behind a series of frequent attacks on its own troops who are battling rebels, battling an insurgency near the Russian border. And they say, and Russia has been fiercely denying it, but they say that it virtually amounts to a state of war. We saw yesterday pro-Russia rebels claimed responsibility for a series of rocket strikes, two rocket strikes on Ukrainian jets. We've had videos emerging in recent days as well, videos that have been posted to YouTube in which you see GRAD rocket missiles being launched from a town identified in many of these videos as Gukova, about less than 2 miles from the Russian border with Ukraine, but on the Russian side of the border, being fired likely into Ukrainian territory. It's getting harder and harder from the Ukrainian perspective for Russia to deny that it has any responsibility. Now, in the past, yes, the rebels could have these weapons. Ukrainians also use GRAD missiles. They say the trucks identified in these videos from which these weapons were fired had a camouflage which is only uniquely identified with Russian military as opposed to Ukrainian military trucks. It's getting murky. Is it the rebels? Is it the Russians? Is it the Ukrainians? The Ukrainians are saying more and more the evidence is clear and incontrovertible that it is Russian, either rebels or in some cases, and in this case notably, Russian military that is behind these rocket strikes. The GRAD missile, it's normally a truck-launched missile, Soviet-era made, and in each case it's the same missile. And we go back to July 11th when there was an attack in which you had 19 Ukrainian servicemen killed. Once again, that was on Ukrainian territory. And that once again was a GRAD missile. You had 90 to 100 people wounded in that strike. It will be interesting in this case to see what the official Russian reaction is, how the Russians react, and what the Ukrainian response will be.